It's
How
useless.
many diapers did you change for your kid?
First part, not many, but after that, I got into it. But I'm not the happiest about it because I think it's disgusting. If it's pee, I can do it, no problem. I still remember how heavy those fucking diapers are.
Up and I put it on God, they ain't nobody stopping me. Do the thing and it gets done properly. Known for my honesty, not so much for my modesty. What's my policy?
Hey, welcome to Tututs Unfiltered. Here we are again.
Same day.
Same
two
day.
episodes.
We're recording 2 episodes
Because
in 1 day.
Dennis is traveling.
Yeah. Welcome to this very special episode about, I don't know, it's a subject that I don't give a fuck about it, but people might have opinions about it. So I have my opinions about it. So it's about celebrities. It's about having a nanny. It's about not only for celebrities, it's also for
Rich people.
not even rich people. Medium class people can pay a nanny.
You have to be a little affluent to be able to afford. But there are actually like middle class people that hire too because they
Yeah, it's
both have to
normal.
work to survive.
Yeah.
So it's for everybody, I guess, in some way.
Yeah, so some people is like annoyed, like very opinionated regarding my son loves the nanny more than me because he spends more time with her. And some other people, they look at them and say, oh, you should be taking care of your kid instead of working, blah, blah, blah. So there are opinions for everything.
I would say there's two different people. If you can afford not to work, then a nanny could be unnecessary unless you don't want to create those specific bonds with your kids. If you are middle class and you're trying to make a better future for your kids, different thing. You have to work hard, especially if sometimes there's only one parent. You don't have a choice. Sometimes there's two parents. You still don't have a choice because you got to work hard and you're not making the exact amount to really excel at that level. But if you're a movie star, both of you, and you have to be away 6 months, a year, you need a nanny, of course. You can, but that's the thing. It also comes down to which country you're from and living with, because not every country has a problem with you taking the kids with you. It creates a problem socially for them, of course, but educationally wise, they can have tutors as well.
And I think this is something very American because
America, number one.
In socialist countries, in European socialist countries like Denmark, Spain, Sweden, you have a kid, you're a single mom, or even
True.
if you are married, they give you money every month to pay the nanny. They give you the money, the government, please have more children, because these countries are getting very old. The average age is getting very, very high. There are no kids coming. There are no these booms of baby booms in here. So they promote the population growing by giving you. You can say, rich people are why rich people or celebrities are outsourcing the parenting to nannies, or it's not only for them. I mean, everybody.
It's not, but they
in Europe can do it.
actively choose to keep chasing
Yeah.
money and maybe even career goals.
Yeah, but do you
to
think
stay
the
away.
nanny? Do you think the nanny will give your son the same values and education that you can?
No, because I'm a different generation.
Yeah.
Not only that, but nobody has the love for him that I do.
Of course.
And I'm including his mom. I don't give a shit.
I know.
But for me, personally, I have never ever had a nanny. I have always, whether doesn't matter. I've never had a nanny.
A couple of nights I have been, and me and Thea have been.
That's not a nanny. That's just because Danny's got to get drunk.
Yeah, we have been Michael's nannies.
But I would say that I don't like just what we just finished. We went to a conference and I had an opportunity to get my son. I used your girlfriend to pick him up because I'm already fucking. I gotta travel. Fucking doesn't matter. But she picked him up. No, I haven't.
Yeah,
And I took
they-
him with us to the conference.
they
and
didn't-
he was
they did-
actively there.
They didn't want him to get inside the conference.
At first, yeah.
And we had a conversation with the organization, and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they allow him.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
He behaved well.
I would rather spend that time
Well,
because
with the ball, he was.
I played
Hitting the
basket with him
customers
like
sometimes.
6 times the first day, and we had a lot of laughs, and he had to, of course, get a little rough with him because he has to sit down. But I walked around with him. We ate food, and then after that, we went home. We chilled. We watched some TV. We were gonna go to the pool, but somebody was partying there, so we didn't do that. But that's what I mean. I chose to actively do these things with him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to hire somebody for me to be able to go out and do more things. And no, I'm good. Like
But
I can
let's
reach my
say-
goals.
Yeah, but you are the CEO of a company
Maybe so.
that is a successful company. You can afford that because it's your company, your rules. You take your kid.
Maybe so.
But some employees will be able to do it.
I would say that the only difference would be that, of course, the people above them would have to say yes or no. But I saw it the first day there was 0 kids there, and on the second day I saw 2 extra.
Yeah.
So people took my lead to bring their kids with them.
Also, in our offices, we.
I would never say no to. People
but,
bring them.
But
The more the merrier.
There was this girl that she had the dog.
Teddy.
Teddy, and she couldn't just leave him in the apartment alone.
Not only
and she
that.
brought it to the office every day. We don't give a fuck. And if instead of Teddy it was a kid, we wouldn't give a fuck.
Maria also had a dog that she was taking care of for her friend. And like I said, I'm very inclusive in that way.
Teddy
For me-
was unique.
Yeah, I know. That's not the point. The point is, for me, and if we get people that get pregnant and get kids, and they have to go with us, if they have the possibility of taking a kid, go for it.
Of
we
course.
just figure out how it's gonna be. I know that that's not every company that sees that for you, because we also have. I really don't like the remote part, and it's not because I just think some part of what creates a really strong company is also the personal ties. So
Yeah.
for me, that's why it's important that we work together. But
In
regards-
it seems not very important for certain people, but okay.
I know. And like you said, nannies are not just for celebrities. It could be middle class. It could be upper class. It can even be lower class. It depends on, I guess, the money flow and who they have access to. A nanny could also be a family member. At the end of the day, it could be.
Yeah.
And then would that be more respected if you get your mom or your grandma to do it instead of you while being there and stuff? So what's the upper, like I would say personally, I don't want it.
So, do you think? Okay, that's your opinion. I think the same as you. If you can, take the kid with you. If you cannot, then I understand if you hire a nanny. I mean, you gotta progress in life.
It depends on how far you go into it.
You have a kid. Yes, you have a responsibility. Yes. But also you have a responsibility with
For the kid.
yourself.
Yeah, but also for the kid, of course.
And also for the kid. You need to evolve in life. You need to make more money to grow your income,
better
your
future.
capital, your future.
But it's the same thing in America. It's so much more expensive. For example, in Denmark, we get education. So we don't need to be as driven to make the money for when they turn 16, 17, 18. I don't know when you go to college. But in the US, it costs fucking money.
It's amazing.
You don't get anything from that. And then you have
Unless
the
you get
loans.
a
If you don't
scholarship.
have somebody paying for you, you have to pay fucking loans.
Yeah,
that can
unless
cost
you get a
fucking
scholarship.
forever. Yeah, precisely. But then it's because you're academically
Or
somewhere
an athlete.
excelling. Yeah. But that's what I mean. That's the problem. There, it becomes different. That you have to work harder to do that for the future generation that you have. Then I understand it better. But what people and what I've read about over the last 5-10 years since I started becoming self-employed myself is not only self-employed, but if you're hired in a massive company as a CEO or higher position, some of them actually regret the time that they lost with their kids because they couldn't be there.
Yeah.
I would never forgive myself if I missed out on some of the formidable years of my sons, which I'm happy I didn't. I'm missing out more now because I had to move away from Sweden, and I now live in Cyprus for different reasons. But in any chance I get, I spend with him. I don't want to give it away, and sometimes when I wanted, also for my mental capacity, when I did give him to you, it sucked for me because I needed that social togetherness for my brain to function future wise, and I gave him to you. But even though I know he's safe, it still sucks for me.
I know, but I don't want you to see it like that. It's not only because I think Michael is like my nephew. It's also because I don't have kids, and probably I won't. Probably
Debatable.
yeah, it's debatable. uh, and my girlfriend, she wants to spend a lot of time with Michael
I know.
because it's like the only way she can do sort of a motherhood or whatever, spoiling him with shits. So
She's spending time with him right now, so
yeah,
it's good.
yeah. Actually, she just texted me. We're watching TV.
I know. I heard them speaking, so I'm
Yeah.
good.
So yeah, I know it sucks for you, but in this case you shouldn't look at it like that. Oh, it sucks for me because I'm not spending time with him, dude. He's happy. You're making your bro happy because when Atenea is happy, I am happy because she doesn't annoy me. So it's a win-win situation here.
No, but for me, it's the same. It sucks for me to leave him with his mom because me and her don't look eye to eye on things.
Yeah.
But again, I know he's safe. I know he's well taken care of. And if he's
in a safe country also.
Yes, and if he's anything like me, well, he's also well taken care of because
You
make sure
provide,
he is.
yeah.
But I mean, like, if he ever wants to be with me more, I will do anything in my power. But at that point, I would not hire somebody to take that time away from me because what's the point then? And
Yeah.
that's the same thing. I'm trying to really, when I have him these summers, I'm trying to do everything to manage the business side of my life and make it
I
work
know-
with my personal.
I know
part
a
of it.
lot.
And it doesn't always work out amazingly. But I would never ever hire anybody. What I would love to do is I would rather want him to go a place where there's plenty of kids.
Hmm.
I want him to keep the social part. If it's not me, I don't want it to be another grown up.
He's
I want
not
it to
very
be a bunch of
social.
kids. I know.
But I think it's because
I know,
he's
I know.
Swedish.
I know. But what I do want, I want him to socialize with kids then,
Yeah.
not with a grown up that takes care of him. For me, that would mean that he doesn't, because at that point he doesn't socialize, and he becomes, again, like we talked about, the emotional connection with another person is cheating, and in that way, he's cheating on me with somebody else. He's getting the love from somebody else, whether you paid him or not. So my opinion is not very strong. I would rather send him to my mom.
Yeah.
Because she would do everything she could
But
for
I'm
him
gonna
to
tell you
socialize.
something. I'm gonna tell you something. I know a lot of divorced people with children. Actually, a lot of them, and I don't know a father that spend more time with his children than you. You're fucking nuts. You're traveling almost twice a month. You bring him here. You spend entire weeks. Usually, parents they see their kids in holidays, summer and Christmas, and that's it. You do 10 times more than any other person I know. That's admirable. That's my respects. But
Not everybody has the
but not
chance.
everybody
I know.
have that opportunity. Again,
know,
you are
I
the
know.
CEO
I know.
of a very successful company. You make the money for that.
But sometimes
and you have the chance to do it.
sometimes it's not only the money, because some people do have those
And
funds
they don't give
available.
a fuck.
They just don't choose to do it.
Yeah.
I understand if you don't have the choice or the money, then it is what it is. Because you remember the guy we met in LA that was talking about him and his wife were moving apart, and he felt fucked up because she was really taking him to the dry cleaner, and he was not going to see his son as much anymore and stuff like that. Just imagine if, in my case, it's the same. I met a girl from a different country than me. That makes it more complicated because I don't live.
You're repeating
Even if
the
I
same,
met the same
you're
girl from-
repeating the same mistakes.
I know. But even if I met a girl from the same country as me, I still don't want to live there
Yeah, of course.
at this point in my life. So even then, I would create that distance, and I would do everything I could to bridge that. But like I said, if I get the chance, and I know that I have certain chances that other people don't, but I would try and make a bridge. But what he also was talking about was, what if one of them is bitter? Oh my God, you're fucked.
I remember 4 years ago, it wasn't like this. 4 years ago, we were having a conversation about this, and I was telling you that I know you love your son. I know it's the most important thing for you, but you were giving more than 100% for him and forgetting about yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were getting stuck.
Oh yeah, it was not a fun time.
So,
But I still wouldn't buy or hire a nanny for it,
yeah,
even if it's tough.
you wouldn't do it.
No.
Do you think?
I don't regret anything.
No, of course not.
No, but that's what I mean.
Actually, I was very supportive with the of the idea that you live in Sweden, because you had to leave Sweden, dude. I
Yeah, I
know
had
you
to.
were closer to him, but at the same time, you were losing your mind.
I still am.
It's
I still am.
It's yeah,
Like for me, going to Sweden is PTSD.
PTSD.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah, yeah.
nothing happy coming from me. Going there, it's
It's like me going to Spain or Venezuela.
yeah, precisely.
I'm scared of him going to Sweden right now. That's why I cried today. I was like, oh no, something bad happened.
So the thing is, let's say you have no more option, but hiring a nanny.
I would say that if you
Will you
have
be
no mo-
annoyed if he develops bonding,
I would say that if it's
feelings for the nanny?
knowing my son, if it's a girl, he would probably a crush. It would,
Yeah,
it would
yeah.
not be that mother, father, whatever.
That
it would be.
kid is a clever motherfucker. He
it would
always
be-
grab ass and boobies.
Yeah, it would be more of a loving relationship towards the romantic part than it would be anything else. So I wouldn't have a problem if I had the chance. If my ex and myself said, "Hey, you get him for a year," and with the amount of work that I have to put into myself and stuff, I would not have a problem hiring somebody if he had to travel with me all the time and stuff like that. No, otherwise I would put him in school because I don't think he needs it. But I would love for that because my mom is a retiree. If I could get that person to be my mom, I would love that, because if anything, I'm a massive reflection on my mom.
I don't think your mom wants to.
No, probably not. But I'm saying if I could, I would do that, because my mom, like I said, if anything, I'm a massive reflection of her, and that would mean that he would be a massive reflection of her, and that would be of me, because he would get some things from me that I didn't get from my mom, but a lot of the things I would get from my mom. But like we also discussed, not everybody have that option, and I don't think it's negative to have a nanny. I think it's a negative if you hide behind a nanny, meaning you're not spending time with your kid because you have a nanny.
You know, since I was born until I was like 10, 12.
Grandparent,
No.
wasn't it?
I had a nanny.
Huh?
During certain very long periods, I went with my grandma. But my nanny still go to work. My mom never fired her. Actually, she died old, and she was.
So it wasn't
working.
one of those sexy au pair.
No. It wasn't a Filipina.
That's
au pair
another.
girl,
That's another porn dream I would have for sure. Sexy au pair.
The sexy au pair.
Oh yeah.
No, but the thing is, I will never forget this lady. Her name was Luisa. She used to, I don't know, since I remember she was there, my first word wasn't mama or papa, was muchacha. That means the girl. Because everybody referred to Luisa as
Muchacha.
the girl. The girl. Oh, tell the girl. So that was my
Muchacha.
first word. And also my sisters. It's fucked up.
Imagine how many parents actually are so frustrated or so fixated on the first word, the first walk, and all the.
Mine didn't give a
imagine
fuck.
you're not there for all those first. because of a nanny.
My parents didn't give a fuck about
Nah,
it.
I know, but your parents are
The
special.
first word,
Written word.
greeting word. What's the name of my grandma?
Yeah, but that's beautiful, right? Because she was good.
Yeah, she was amazing.
That's what I mean. Like,
Best
but
grandma ever.
imagine if you're that fixated on being part of the first, but you're actually not available.
Sadly, she died. I was only like, I don't know, 12 years old. It's what happens. Right? She had
I got a fun question.
a drunk
I don't
guy
know,
killed her.
I
in
don't
a
know if
car
it's
crash.
a fun question, but would you swap your mom for your grandma?
Wow, that's complicated.
Because your mom is special in her best day and in her worst.
I think I am the person.
Maybe
I
not
am.
necessarily she has to die, just disappear out of your life.
No. I understand the question.
Because it's creepy if you start being that morbid about death and shit.
My grandma was too caring, and she was over.
Loving.
Over, yes. And
To the place where you become a mama's boy. The extreme
yes.
kind. Yeah.
And I am the person I am right now, that I don't give a fuck about anything.
Because she disappeared.
It's because
Your mama was crazy.
it's because my mom was there. And I don't know if I would like to swap the mentality I have today.
No. That's the problem, right? Because
yeah.
if you mix with what happened, you're changing the fabric of life, which means who are you? I keep thinking, hey, if I went back in time and I actually had that thought precisely. I thought, hey, if I could go back in time and give myself some notes and shit, that would have changed where I would be. But my thought would always be, find Giovanni. Figure out where he is. Give him a job. It doesn't matter. Like, figure it out. Like, find him, because there's certain things, and when you have something good in your life, you shouldn't change because you fuck with that. Yeah, okay, I might have more friends, but would they be legit?
Of course.
Also, not only that, what about my ex? Would I have my son?
It's what I always tell Thea. Yeah, Dennis is fucking nuts, but I don't know how to be normal. I am not normal. But with Dennis, my craziness for him is also normal. So when someone asks me, why are you still doing business with him, or saying, dude, he's the only person that really understands my fucking craziness, and he doesn't give a fuck about it. He has his opinions. I have my opinions.
We always have it.
But I wouldn't feel comfortable in a different situation than the one we have right now.
I think that's the thing, right? Our craziness is normal because we made it that. For other people, we are not normal.
No. We're fucked up.
That's the thing. I love
Especially
that.
you. But
I love that fact, and I want my son to absorb that for me, not get all the PC. I don't want him to get PC'd.
He is Swedish.
He's gonna get his fair share of PC. He's still
PC
sometimes
share,
when I slap him or something, he's like, "You can't hit a kid." I'm like, I don't give a shit. Go tell the police. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, let's go to Venezuela.
Precisely.
In
Tell
there,
the police.
nobody will give a fuck.
No, but it's like, life is not fair. Life is not easy, and I don't think that my situation is comparable to the next thing. So what I did, I can't tell the next person to do or not do. So my opinion, by that definition, I keep coming back to that. Doesn't matter what we talk about. Yes, I will give you my opinion, but ultimately, it is null and void. It's useless.
How many diapers did you change for your kid?
First part, not many, but after that, I got into it. But I'm still not the happiest about it because I think it's disgusting. If it's pee, I can do it, no problem. I still remember how heavy those fucking diapers are with the pee, not the poo, the pee.
With the pee.
You always imagine that the poo is the one that no,
like
it's the fucking pee.
liquid,
Yeah, because it gets into the diaper and then it gets heavier, and it's not one pee usually, it's multiple pees.
Jesus.
So it's like heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't do
So his mom changed most of the diapers.
Of course.
Okay.
I think that's normal.
Now,
Most cases.
in
Most
many places, people will tell you right now you're a fucking sexist. because you just said that I think it's normal. I agree with you. I agree with you.
I'll take that on my
I
name.
agree with you, and the reason I agree with you is because I think that having a kid should be a 50-50 effort.
And it
on
is
both
in
sides.
different ways.
And she wasn't working; she was taking care of the kid, and you, probably you were playing video games all day, but you work online, you were making money, and you were sustaining that family. So if I provide the housing, the food, the transportation, the medicines, everything. Dude, I mean, it's normal that you're doing nothing, go and change the diapers. What the fuck?
But even after she started working, I woke up later. So I didn't take him to school, from school, kindergarten. It was kindergarten then. But I woke up at like 12 and I worked till like 1 a.m. because that was the
you still do that
that
shit.
was the
I
formidable
used to.
years. That was the young years of the company also. So those things almost coexisted and they started from the same seed in that way. So it was hard for me.
Dude.
I wasn't the best, and I will admit that I wasn't the
And
best
nobody's
parent.
perfect.
No, but I wasn't good. But I was under the impression that me and my ex was on the same page of what we were trying to do. She took care of him, and I took care of business, and I would make money for us to create this future.
we're
and
getting-
she would do him, and I would do what I could do as much as I could do, and I did. I tried to get him to sleep. I slept with him in his bed. I still remember that. I spent a lot of time with him. But when they're young, I'm sorry, with my ADHD or my personality, maybe is I got bored so fucking easily that I couldn't spend time with him.
We're probably getting into deep water, something very personal.
Yeah, but I want that. That's why
Okay.
I want to do this.
Okay.
I'm done with the nanny part, anyways.
The thing is that even when she started working, you were building a future
Yes.
for your family.
I was building it for us three.
And it makes me right now. It makes me laugh because she used to mock about those things. She wasn't a believer,
No, she still isn't.
and nowadays,
She's still not.
yeah.
She still
But nowadays,
thinks.
she tells the kid that you're fucking rich.
Not only, I don't know about that. I haven't. But what I think is funny is she still thinks that I'm sitting on my ass and doing whatever I want to.
You are
And-
sitting in your ass doing whatever you want to. I'm making money with that.
I'm not always sitting on my ass and doing precisely what I want, but I'm sitting sometimes.
But you try to.
Of course, that's
That's-
you want to enjoy your life while you're here. I
Of
only
course.
have one, but the thing is, like when let's say C4G didn't really fail, it just wasn't as fun as I thought it would be. I gave up that to go back to Fasto, to focus on what makes me make money, or at least ultimately right now makes me pay my bills, do what I can for you, for my son, for everybody else that is in my nearby area. I went back to focus on, even though I don't like it as much as I used to.
Just
I
remind me
I
that-
go back to focus on what makes things work, and I do it also for him.
You
And I
just
do it
remind me
for my
that-
family. I do it for my friends. I do it for everything.
You just remind me that I have more family besides you, and I need to send.
I have more family too, but I don't talk to them. I don't hear from
No.
them. They haven't even met my son. Sadly, one of them is my brother. And ultimately, I think that in life, you just got to find a way to make it work where you can be proud of yourself when you're checking out.
Dude, I am
When
proud.
you're standing at that fucking golden gate, hopefully, I don't know what you believe in, but when you stand at the finish line, you got to look back at what you did and didn't do and say, I'm good. Imagine,
I feel
I don't
very
want to sit
proud.
there and have a million fucking regrets and say, oh, I didn't do all this shit. Or say, I did all that shit, but I didn't do what I should have done.
Yeah, always. I feel very proud of yourself. I feel proud of yourself because of how good you are in parenting. And I see it. Some people they just see the bad things. When
Yeah, but it's easy. That's the easy
that's
part.
easy. But
It's like being a nice guy. It's harder work because you have to. You
see the
you
good
think
ones
it
and the
would
bad
be easy
ones.
to be nice, but it's easier to be an asshole.
I feel very proud of calling that I called you yourself my brother. I feel very proud of that. I feel very proud of
You should.
of Michael, even that he's sometimes crazy annoying. Like
Oh, yes.
he's with the ball. I'm talking with a customer, and he's with the ball. Jerry, yeah. Or hitting the customer with the ball. Oh, come on, Michael, chill the fuck down. But I love him.
It's an experience.
I'm happy. Thea told me something that his mom told her that he's not afraid of me anymore.
That's good.
Wow! Finally.
Well, today in the pool,
Yeah,
there
he
was a
little-
moment. There was a moment. He still has a little.
but
it's like the early memories.
PTSD.
Yeah. No, but it's like
And it's because I used
you
to-
say things that he
I
sticks
used
with
to-
him.
I used to force him to ride the roller coasters.
Not only that, but you would say things, and I don't want to meddle in that. When you go too far, yeah, okay, then we have a
and I
discussion.
yelled at him a couple of times.
But
so
normally, I don't want to get
His
in
dick
between
onto
the
my nerves.
dynamic of that, because if I keep saving him, then he's gonna keep relying on me. And in life, you have to, and I tell people always this: you have to take your own discussions, your own fights, and you have to make it yours. If I fight everybody's battle, what are you gonna learn? You're just gonna learn that Dennis is there.
yesterday, he went once.
I miss when you said yesterday, like
Yesterday.
the Mexican way.
Yesterday, he crossed the line.
He does.
No, but he did it once. You yell at me. You're a douchebag. And I didn't hear that.
Huh?
And I said, what he said? I asked him.
You
What did he
remember
say?
Spanish girls?
What did he? Yeah. But what did he say? And Michael came. He said you are a douchebag, and yes, you are. What the fuck? I told him, what the fuck? No, you cannot call me a douchebag. He can call me a douchebag. He's your dad. He's my brother. You cannot call me a douchebag. You need to respect little shit.
Yeah, but he's a parrot.
Yeah, I know. He
Or-
was just repeating what you said.
Or the
But-
old dictator phone.
But he should. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't want to meddle in his manners and education, but I think that it's nice that I don't know.
You know what?
I see it like that. That it's nice that I'm telling him, hey, don't mess with girls. Don't
Yeah,
insult.
I
Don't
tried.
insult
I'm
grown-ups.
I'm trying to tell him don't always do what I do, because when I do it, even if it's not okay, it's somebody else's part to tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But you cannot do what I do because some people think that's okay because I do it, but they might not think you should do it.
is the boss.
Yeah, I know. I think another thing, like you were telling me, is like I was talking to my mom some months back, maybe a year back. She said like when she has him, she doesn't want to be rough.
Yeah.
She
told
wants
me.
to give him candy. She wants to do
she
this.
spoiled him
And
because
ultimately,
she doesn't
again,
have
like
him.
I say, if I'm there, then I might have an issue. If I'm not there, it's not really my problem to dictate how somebody else wants to enjoy their time with him. Of course, they shouldn't get in the way of how
course.
me and his mom have these hopefully dreams and
course.
expectations to how he's to behave, because I don't want to get him back when he's all like
Yeah, I feed him 1 kilogram of sugar, and he's like fucking crazy. He's hypersensitive to sugar.
I know. But the funny thing is, I do the same thing to his mom, though.
No, but
I
you.
give him back hope
I know,
on
but
sugar to
but
his
you are
mom.
also hypersensitive to
I
sugar.
am.
Yeah.
All alcohol.
Oh, yeah. But
Both of them gets me.
But okay, it's wrong that your mom give him so many candies, but
she doesn't see him that often, so I don't say anything.
But
if
you
she
know
saw
what-
him every weekend, I would be annoyed.
You know what would be fucked up?
What? Ow.
That she yells at him, slap him with a broomstick, or tie his leg to a
My-
table so he cannot move.
My mom has aggressions like yours, but she never hits. She.
Oh no,
we
mine
had-
fucked me
I know,
up.
I know.
Ooh, oh shit.
My mom and my brother and my mom and myself has had occasions, very limited, but it's more her words. My mom uses her words, which also can cut.
My mom's words are not so.
One thing I will mention
hurtful.
now that we had this discussion that we had about nannies, my mom used a lot of friends because my mom was trying to do precisely that, make ends meet. She was trying to work to not only she educated herself, but she was 30.
She's
she was
an
30.
accountant.
Yeah, but she was 30 when she got it, which is old in
In
many
certain
ways.
ways, yes. Yes,
And-
I was a software engineer and I was 20.
and she struggled for a long time because she has debt and stuff like that. So there are certain ways, and you know, one thing I hate the most is when people say that they are in their parenting direct a reflection on who raised them. No, my mom. We have many problems, and we have had many problems. It wasn't always the most loving home, but that doesn't mean that I'm giving that to him. No, I'm giving him the opposite because I think, I used this one I was born with, and I said, not only will I not be what it was, my mom, she didn't mean to not give it. She was trying. But life sucks sometimes, and my mom got my brother at 17 and me at 22. That creates a hard life where you have to work.
There's a saying.
My mom's dad died when I was young. That means she didn't even have my mom. She didn't have her mom. She didn't have her dad or her mom. So she was relying a lot on friends because even my mom's brother wasn't that supportive because
that present.
yeah. So you can only have respect. Three kids.
There is a
trying.
saying. There is a saying that the shittiest parents makes the best grandpas.
Again, I wouldn't call my mom the shittiest.
No,
But she tried.
No,
And
no.
I went
Of
through
course.
boarding school. I went through boarding school from 12 to 18. So again, my mom was basically a weekend mom when I went home. There was at one point I didn't even want to go home.
I'm not saying that your mom was a
No, but I
shitty
understand
mom,
what you mean. I understand what you mean.
I'm telling you, those that are
So I'm
not
gonna be a shitty-
amazing parents usually are amazing grandpas.
Yeah, I know. But like I said, you have a different background in parenting. You had your dad. You
Yeah.
had your grandparents. I had neither.
Yes. I
But-
was lucky. My
But
mom,
then you have your mom who's a mental
yeah,
case.
but this is something that I have spoken with my mom and also with my uncle, her brother. It seems that my grandpas were very, very, very strict with her and with her sister and her brother. My mom's sister died very young, but the thing is that my grandpas were very, very strict with her, but not with me.
Yeah, but that's also
They
what
were very loose with me.
I get it, but that's precisely what I meant. Just because they were rough with her doesn't mean
Yes.
she has to be with you.
Yeah,
She
but-
could have said, you know what,
That's
I
all,
can make it
all
different.
she knows.
Yeah, but that's also what I knew. I could think, okay, my mom wasn't there, my dad wasn't there. Should I just leave my son?
That's
no,
true.
I did
That's
the
true, that's
opposite. I lived in fucking Sweden for 7 years. I had a miserable time there, but I was
know.
there for him.
You were alone as fuck.
But the first 3 years, I wasn't much there, even though I was there, because I wanted to work because I wanted to create him a future. But I was
And
still
we're
there.
still working on that.
And I was still there. I might not have been the best parent, and I'll take that. But those 4 years that after me and my ex broke up, I didn't enjoy my life much.
Yeah,
I had
know.
very few lights in my life, and it was very hard to be with my son because I didn't like the country. So I still tried to take him to the fucking movies, to Leo's and whatever I could. And I spent a lot of time in the summertime with Robin and his kids, and I enjoyed that, of course. So I had highlights, but that doesn't like I didn't take what I got to the next. No,
Yeah.
I stopped it, and that's what I meant. You can think, and your mom is not forgiven by returning the favor that came
Yeah.
to her. She should have said, "Okay, I might. I'm gonna fail because every parent fails." She could have been better. She should have been better. Not could. She should.
Yeah. That's true.
And your dad should have maybe also been harder with her. I don't know what the relation. I mean, we talked about the dynamic and stuff, and we talked about what we think, and we're not going to share that on tape. But I just think that she could have been a better role model for you, and maybe that's
Yes.
why you don't want kids. It's because what you've had. That's probably where it comes from.
It's complicated.
See, this little shit is not even mine, and she wants to come in and play with me. Like I mean, like, that's probably why you don't want to have kids, is because your mom wasn't the best. Your dad tried.
My dad was amazing in certain points.
That's what I mean. You're
Yeah.
never gonna be perfect, right?
Dude,
He taught you good things though.
yeah.
Like working for your shit is one thing, and being that annoying that you got your driver's license early.
Yeah. the Barcelona Football Club, being a fan
love,
of,
the
yeah,
love.
yeah.
Well,
But-
you didn't have the love for football playing it, but the love of watching it and participating in the backgrounds of it.
I was a goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Because-
that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what?
Because
I actually
I-
wanted to be that.
I practiced karate, martial arts all my
So
life.
you were flexible.
And
Flexible.
No, it's not flexible.
Agile.
It's the reflex. I was
Agile,
fast.
yeah.
And in Venezuela, is very popular futsal.
Of course, like Brazil.
Yeah, futsal is way too popular in Venezuela because it's a small court. You don't need a fucking stadium to practice it. So a futsal field, every school has one.
Yeah, okay.
So
It's actually fun.
yeah, so I was good in the futsal goal because it's small and I was very fast with the hands and with the foot.
And you're tall.
Yes, but playing real football, that you gotta jump. No, my thing.
I wanted to do that. I used to play winger because my technique was good, but I was lazy. I didn't want to run. So technique is really good if you don't want to run. The only problem is in Danish, how they teach football is you have to go two ways. And yeah, I wasn't good at that. Then sometimes people moved me in to play centered, because in center you can still go forward and back, but then you don't run as much. And it was nice, but I always like to be the goalkeeper because it seems interesting. You can play with your foot, you can be part of the game, and you can jump around like a crazy person. The only problem was if you have one game where you're clearly the better team.
Yeah,
Then you do
barely-
nothing. You're
barely
just a fucking
participate,
glorified cheerleader.
Yeah, unless you're playing futsal, because futsal is
Yeah, you're part of it.
you are always part
That's
of
why
it.
every winter we have indoors.
It's
We
like,
play
It's like
indoors,
fucking basketball.
and in indoors you're always part of it somehow, and you can go forward. In Danish, we did it like what you play with one that's always on the other side of the field, so they can't go back.
Yeah.
Plus, it's easier to substitute because you in like
I'm
2
dying.
seconds. Like
I'm dying.
Yeah, precisely. But I love the. I had the massive love of football, and I would still love to go to football now. It's just my stamina is shit. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm poorly shaped. And when I bike, I'm like, after 15 minutes, I'm like, do you really want to? Yeah. But it doesn't seem to get better. And I think it's not going better for me fast enough.
No, it's because I'm gonna explain you what you need to do later. But again, my dad not only did those things, being in Sweden, for example, in Denmark, or even in Spain, probably here, I don't know Cyprus that much. School starts more or less at 8, 9, and the kids, 7-year-old, 9-year-old, they are walking by themselves to school because it's a safe country. Sometimes they use public transportation for it. But I grew up in a very fucked up place without any public transportation.
Yeah, I saw your bus.
And school starts at 6 a.m. Yeah, it's because of the sun. Is daylight?
So you also get siesta.
Huh?
You get siesta.
Yeah, of course.
But I also see the kids end
It's
earlier here.
not real siesta that we go to sleep.
No.
But it's siesta that we close. Everything is closed between 12 and 2. Everything is closed between 12 and 2. It's normal there for lunch. But the thing is, the sun is up at 5 a.m. It's daylight already, and at 5 p.m. it's night. So everything is like
tilted a little bit.
People start very early. So the thing is that, dude, you know what is waking up every morning at 5:30 per 14 years to take me and my sister to school.
Your dad, you mean? Yeah.
To school.
I would hate myself.
Dude, I don't know how my dad didn't kill himself. Jesus Christ.
But it's the same thing.
Dude, I wake up for the conference.
At
7.
I wake up at 8. I only need 10 minutes. I'm ready. But yeah, you need longer.
Yeah,
because you got to take a shower and shit, and you take.
Yeah, and I wanted to kill myself. Only 2 days.
But that's the same thing. When I had my son, the last 3-4 years that I lived alone in Sweden, I had him every other week, and every fucking Monday to Friday, I was like, because you get up at, it wasn't 6, so it was like 6:30, 7, and then I had to fucking give him breakfast. Had to get him up first, breakfast, brush his teeth, lunch bullshit, and his pack his shit, then walk him to school and bathe before that, I guess, also, and shit like that. Oh, I hated myself. It sucked. I'd rather want, like, if I have another one or I get this one, I will find a school that starts at like 10. Then we're good. 10, then we golden. I can live with that.
I just remember some random German guy was talking about the Venezuelan people. I said, "Oh, Venezuelan people is very hardworking. They woke up every morning at 4:30 a.m." Of course.
The sun.
Of course. At 5 a.m., the sun is up and it's daylight and everything is working already. You know, it's like
can't imagine.
They wake up at 4:30 a.m. because it's daylight and they go to bed at 9 p.m.
I will say this though.
9, 10.
I was surprised how much I actually enjoyed getting up at 8 a.m. for the conference.
Yeah.
I won't be doing it for the work week coming now. I can promise you that. That's not happening. But for the conference, it was amazing because I had like a big purpose to go somewhere.
It was fucking me up badly when you were in Estonia and I was in Spain and you had 1 more hour, and I used to wake up every morning at 9, and now I had to start waking up at 8.
Yeah. I will say the only thing that annoys me is if we agree on something, then like you were supposed to be ready the first day when I just left.
Yeah.
So I left the packing to you.
But I don't get it. I really thought I was on time. I was actually surprised that you left. But it's not even 8:30. And it was.
We said 8:30, and you were even talking smack to her.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about everybody has to be ready.
But it was to push her and Thea. But the thing is.
Thea was ready.
Yeah, but I really thought it was 8:30, and I checked the phone, and oh my God, it was 8:38.
You were actually even talking to the guy. Can we come at like 8:15?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then you're not there, and like, fuck you. I'm just gonna leave. Honestly, I wish it would be an amazing, if it was a plan that if you weren't ready by 8:30, you would carry the shit by yourself. But I didn't even think about that. I just thought 8:30, I'm gonna fuck off.
Why don't we talk about Icon?
Icon was amazing.
Icon.
We're going back.
Yes, we're going back next year for
But
sure.
it was part of that, no?
Hmm.
We could also talk about the restaurant.
I can rest the food that
No,
was included.
I meant the one in Limassol
Oh,
where you got pissed at me.
I
That
wanted
shit
to
was
kill
funny.
you, dude. But I, it's like I was tired because of the conference. I was annoyed because of something that happened with Atenea, and then you do that, and everything
I
mixed
wasn't
in my
expecting
head.
the bill to be that big though. I thought it was like 200. Then but I can see it now because mine was 97.
Everything mixed in my
Yeah, I
head, dude,
get
and
it.
I exploded. I exploded.
No, but
I'm like, you're stupid,
Listen,
man.
listen,
Haagen-Dazs, man. It was fucking ice cream. I thought you were gonna take it.
no, listen. It was like during the dinner already. It was like Dea spilled the cola.
Oh yeah,
Then,
yeah.
then
That's true.
something fell down. Then there were many things that
The
happened.
And
waiters,
And there was shitty service. Yeah.
it was shit. The
Food
service.
was decent.
Mine was good.
They didn't come with cola.
was
Then they didn't come with the cola. Then they took forever with the ice. The food came like nicely though.
I
But
think that was one of the worst experience ever in a restaurant, and
the
one
first
of the
30
most
minutes was nice.
expensive, and
Because
one of the
at
most
that-
expensive
oh,
ones.
yeah. But the first 30 minutes was amazing because they were attentive. They gave us shit. And then people started coming. And then the service went to shit. The food wasn't that good. Dude, 97. I'm going to put it on the pedestal with the 250 euro fucking...
Hilton?
No. I paid
Hilton
250
was nice.
euros for a fucking drink in London, which was like a 25-year-old rum or whiskey.
Whiskey,
And
yeah.
it tasted like nothing. Like it wasn't even better than the shit that I usually drink.
Cocktail was bad as well. They
So
didn't shit.
for me, I'm like, wow, 97 for a Chateaubriand. I'm like, I'm gonna be yay. But even with salt, couldn't save it. It was nice and tender, but it was kind of tasteless. And then
Totally.
not only that,
Chewy.
It was no, but it was like tasteless.
But it was
didn't-
chewy also.
At the end, yes, because it wasn't medium done, which I wanted and I said I wanted. So it was like that. So I get why you're annoyed, and that's why you keep speaking in Spanish. Also pissed me off. So by you, this I guess having whatever you had with her, you were doing it in Spanish, and I get it. But we don't know that. And then for you to continue doing that while the experience is not getting better, then I thought, fuck you, I'm gonna leave.
99% of the
But
times.
I also thought that you had coverage on the company.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
And mine
I didn't
was-
see anything. Then I looked, and then I looked afterwards. Okay, it was declined. I was like, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So it's like all these small things that you boil and then you whee.
Yeah, I exploded.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but 99% of the times, 99% of the times that I speak Spanish with her is because I'm telling her things that
Isn't for the public space. I always tell her like, sometimes she just bursts out and then she wants to argue. I'm like, we're not doing this. We're not
Sometimes-
doing it in public space. I'm like, we're not doing this because then you're gonna piss me off even more.
sometimes you think that I'm, or you can feel it, that I'm talking shit behind your back or something, because I know you're that crazy. But no. If I,
Dea sometimes says something about me.
It's the name. Once she says a name, you think, it's about me. But it's hard not to think that. Because when you think, it's like if she speaks Russian and I hear Dennis, of course, the first thing I'm going to go to is me.
of
Or
course,
Gerardo. She's probably not going to do that in Russian. But if she do that, she's probably going to say Jerry. You're going to
Yeah.
think, what the fuck?
But if you're smart
Yeah.
enough, you use different words without names.
Yeah, but I think if you're in a, like he said, like if they're having marital conversations, then you don't think that far. You're going to think, I just want to get
it
this
was
shit out of
just
work.
a difference in the budget of, yeah, and I got mad. And
But I would say the fucking harbor was beautiful. I
the
wanna go back.
harbor in Limassol is beautiful, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And believe me, if I were trash talking, I wouldn't use names because it's easy, especially in front of Dennis, that he always says, "I don't understand Spanish," and he does. Of course you do. Most of the time you know what we're saying. But the thing is, yes, Limassol was a nice experience regarding the city per se. I didn't like the traffic.
No.
I love the harbor, the old harbor was
Old port.
Old port. Yeah, the old port was beautiful. The traffic was shit, but the conference was amazing. Icon is probably one of the best conferences
Yes.
I have ever been, without being worldwide famous like Affiliate World Summit or
I think without
Web
the
Summit
booth,
or those shits.
we wouldn't have had the same time.
No.
But we met new relationships, old relationships, new customers.
Yes.
Actually, one old customer as well. So we met a bunch
Yeah.
of different things. I thought it was, it was tiresome though. It was very
I have never
physically
been-
and mentally. I was
Yep.
drained,
Yeah. We had many meetings.
but it was amazing.
Over and
I would
over.
do it 10 times over.
Yes.
I would do it 12 times a year if it really not only gives those connections, but also, of course, we have to make money. Then I'm happy. I'll do it.
If we had Kailin.
Don't sleep.
My fucking.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry.
Producer.
if we had a very strong sales team in the company and an admin, like a person that we can just live in there and will manage the entire office, employees, accountancy, and everything. I think you and we will be going to one conference every month just to bring more customers and more customers to that team. But sadly, we don't have that team. So we need to go to a conference. Then we have 3 months of calls and negotiations with all those, and then we can go to another one because it will be crazy if we go to several conferences with the hours. With the hours we have.
Yeah, because we can't work them.
No, we're only two people.
I wanted to work, but I was so fucking dead.
Yeah.
I was so dead. And it was ending at 5, and of course we had to eat, and even after that, I had
Dude,
no
I
energy.
sent a few emails during the
did too.
day, and it was crazy. One thing I gotta say about Icon. Well,
Food was shit.
the food that was included with the buffet,
It wasn't good.
it wasn't very
No,
good.
it
It wasn't tasty. The food that was outside for sale, the pizzas and shit.
I only tasted the pizza, so I can only
The
talk
pizzas
about it.
were
The pizza was nice.
were very good. Yeah. Bad thing I gotta say about it. He opened at 12 something, dude.
Yeah, 12:30.
So we have coffee, you have ice cream, but you don't have water. You don't have
Cola.
Well, there were the water machines, yeah, but you don't have Cola Zero. I wanted a Cola Zero. I don't drink coffee. I take the caffeine from the Cola Zero every morning. It's my morning coffee, and it was impossible to buy it until 12:30 that the food court was open.
I would say I have one
Next
different
year,
problem.
we gotta tell this guy that next year, instead of a beer stand sponsoring,
Tequila.
no, tequila, but Cola Zero.
Imagine how many
Tequila.
we would have even more talks and meetings.
Jerry would be like, till he dies.
A Cola Zero stand.
But my biggest issue with the conference was that my expectation was it would be dating, maybe neutral, adult,
Dating was less this
affiliate a
time.
little bit, but there was way too much fucking gambling. Way too much gambling.
An affiliate.
Affiliate, yes.
Dating was
Forex, you could kind of, okay, that's going to happen. But gambling, why the fuck was there so much
came
fucking gambling?
Everybody came to the booth asking for processing for gambling and forex.
All the affiliates was only saying, we can mainly only saying adult or dating. But it was so much fucking gambling people that walked around. I would rather have less people and there was no gambling. Because the gambling doesn't belong there. It's like going to fucking XBiz and say, hey, I do gambling. You're going to be way out of your element. But they go there because of the traffic.
Yes.
Because they're so desperate, they can't apparently they have like I'm guessing at least tens of conferences a year they could go
Yeah.
to, and it's still not enough. I can't believe that. That's crazy. Going to one that's supposed to be dating and adult and nurture and I don't know what else. That was SEO and stuff. So amazing. But gambling, fuck off. Like literally, fuck off.
Curacao gambling, fuck off.
Yeah.
Offshore gambling, fuck off.
Yeah. Anything that's not licensed properly.
European licensed gambling, welcome.
Oh, welcome.
Welcome.
But
man.
I enjoyed Limassol amazingly. I enjoyed Icon People was amazing. All of them was nice.
I really to have an opinion of Limassol as a city. I really will,
Yeah,
will
I
have to go.
I know.
a couple of
Have
times.
to walk around, do some stuff,
Yes.
see some shit.
Because my opinion right now is that okay, it's a nice city. It looks nice. It seems to be organized. Oh, it seems to be somehow, somewhere in certain areas, very, very modern.
Yeah.
But
I think it's a Cyprus thing.
yes,
The whole-
but the thing is that my opinion right now is that that city is too chaotic. Too chaotic. There are areas with, for example, where the sunset party was, the tower, there were nice
Oh,
restaurants.
yeah, I wanted to talk about that. That was beautiful,
A
that
nice
party.
area. But then you have 1 kilometer of nothingness.
But it's not, if you look at the place,
Residential area, and then you have another area just like this one somewhere else.
we went to the red carpet party.
Yeah,
You remember because you dropped us
yeah, it
us
was
off.
like
It
in
was
an
in the
old
middle.
town part.
It was, everything was fucking dead and
Labyrinthic.
abandoned and whatever. And
Yes.
then you go inside there, it was beautiful.
Beautiful,
It was
yeah.
modern. It makes no
so-
sense. There was fucking barricaded stores all over the place. There was some open. There was some nice restaurants. But it's like, you see one nice restaurant, you see fucking 10 buildings around. Shit. Then you see another really modern, new, beautiful restaurant. And then you see that. I don't get it. But Nicosia was the same. If you
Yeah.
remember, it was like,
Yeah, well,
it's so
Nicosia-
hard to really
Nicosia-
figure out this.
Nicosia, I didn't like it.
No, I didn't like it either.
No.
Uh,
But
being in
Limassol,
the
I like
void.
it way more. But
being in the void wasn't
know-
fun either.
you know what I will miss from Larnaca if
What?
we Marantona.
That's true. Stelios.
No,
Stelios.
and
It's
Stelios
nice.
probably, yeah.
Stelios is nice because it's right walk. I hope they have margarita. Not the pizza, but
the
yeah.
bakery.
I haven't been there in a
For
while.
sure they have.
I haven't been there in a while. It's so
Yeah.
weird.
Because
First
you
2
have
weeks,
been waking up very late lately.
the first 2-3 weeks we went there often. Now
Yeah.
I guess it's
Also,
like it's
also
always
you're
like that.
trying to avoid the strawberry tarts.
Oh, they're amazing though.
Because
I don't know. I told her I don't think I wanna do a diet. I like eating. I honestly
knew it. I'm sorry, but I knew it because
maybe I am not meant to lose weight.
no, you just need to. You can't limit yourself. It's not something that works. A diet doesn't work for everyone. Like you need to just have healthier habits, but not like diet. Like oh, you eat only these things.
Yeah, I think I can't do it, man.
You can't. You're
I-
already.
I think I'm too set in my way. I of course I can if I really want, and I don't want to.
Example, today we made a plan for this week that today, for example, we do chicken curry, and we do chicken curry. So
At 10 p.m.
You're not gonna order fries and shit.
No, I know, but I tried also when we ate at one of those places. I didn't eat my fries and stuff. I'm trying to just think about it. But like you also said, like you've been trying for a while and you haven't lost anything or very
No,
limited.
but my problem is different.
Yeah, but I mean like that's still the thing. Am I really prepared to go through that much to lose 10 kilos?
I love it.
The light version of the cheese. is
No, that was
huge.
disgusting. But that's
Well-
the thing. I have to change my habits, my fucking sensors in my throat, and no, I don't want to. I want to lose a little bit. Maybe I should set small goals. 2 kilos.
You just need to be
2 kilos.
We're just to finish for today.
Yeah, we gotta.
Let's talk about some conclusions.
Concussions.
The
Concussions.
icon,
Amazing.
amazing.
8 out of 10.
8 for you. For me, a 9. For me, a
The
9.
food and the gambling pulled it way down. Sometimes also the
Yes.
loud music was a little too much because I couldn't have a
yeah.
fucking conversation anywhere.
Yeah. For example, Web Summit in Portugal, that was massive, was world famous and way more expensive.
Yeah, but
I will give to that one. I give a 3 out of 10.
even the girl from Worldline was talking
Yeah.
highly about Icon. I don't think I heard anybody say much negative about
No.
it. I thought it was amazing. The basketball
was
outside,
amazing.
the food outside,
I will say
the lounge
next
area
time.
outside.
Next time, try to limit the amount of the same industry.
Yeah, yeah.
Certain amount of affiliate networks, certain amount of PSPs on payment processors, certain amount of dating. I mean,
But we did amazing. Like
Yeah.
if you compare us to our competitors there, we did a lot better.
yeah, we fucked them up.
And the pretty girls.
And Jerry,
I would
What
also say
fucker.
that our booth looked really good.
yeah, but it was
I'm
there.
not talking smack about them, but
It's not
we-
the same if they are talking to a random girl that have 3 months working in a PSP.
Of course.
That they are talking to the CEO and the CTO.
Of course.
That we have been in this shit since the business was born, and we know almost everything, and we can tell the people, hey, yes, we can do it, or no, you shouldn't do that, or this is illegal, or this is fucked up, or Visa will fuck you up, because we know what we're saying. So most of the people, they don't know. They, yes, we
I also-
work with this and that. You need to apply in the website.
I also think in somewhere you have some visual flair. Like you have to be looking not only approachable but knowledgeable. Like if you just sit there with your people are not gonna think, I want to shake that hand. Like, are you fucking kidding
Dude,
me?
I
Like,
shake so many hands. I wash my hands like 40 times.
but it was. I enjoyed my conversations. There was a lot of crypto, which
Yes.
we need, but.
For me, it was a lot of virtual cards.
I still like the guy that was almost in her, like, almost licking her nose. Like,
You should have seen
hello,
it. It was great.
hello.
But well,
That shit was funny.
Icon, amazing.
Limassol, so far, amazing. In
Li-
some ways, it depends on what you're coming for, but
Limassol as a
amazing.
city,
Amazing.
for now,
I like it.
yes.
That's what I was looking for.
I still gotta do some more research.
Course.
But amazing. Now, regarding our personal life, conclusions.
Amazing.
Anyone can take their own conclusions. So, follow.
If
Thank
you want to get a nanny, but remember that
Yes.
you're losing time with your own kid.
Yeah, but if you need a nanny to advance, to move forward in life, do it. Go for it. Because, yes, you have a kid. And yes,
But don't
it's
get
your-
too used to it because that's
Yeah.
the problem. Then you let it become a habit and then you lose less and less and less and less.
I know, but if you
I think it's a guilty pleasure.
It is.
if you need to progress in life, you don't having a kid doesn't mean that you need to give up all.
I want to
your
give up
dreams.
an analogy that will visualize it. Using a nanny is kind of like wiping your asshole. Do it till the shit is gone. If you continue, it's gonna bleed.
Oh my.
Okay, and remember to subscribe, like,
share. Because
share,
sharing is.
caring,
There you go.
and to
Hit us up.
yeah,
Anything.
to leave a comment.
Yeah. Even if it's just hi, we'll write you back.
Yeah, even if it's an insult.
Mom,
I mean,
sister,
yeah. So
grey gold.
bye.
When I put it on God, they ain't nobody stopping me. Do the thing and it gets done properly. Known for my honesty, not so much for my modesty. What's my policy?